Ted, it's wonderful to have you here as our 2014 Convocation speaker. We are yours.
Thank you, President Reevely, and thank you to the entire William & Mary community, in part for the honor to speak to you today, but mostly for all the great things you've done to make this school such a special and transformational place. And to the class of 2018, welcome. You are in for an amazing experience. So I spent a long time in school, 21 years in total, and in all those years, the best grade I ever got was a C+. Today I'm going to tell you about that. Now the assignment was inconsequential. It was a short essay I was writing on Chaucer for an English class. I didn't save the essay. I can't remember anything about what I wrote in the essay. And honestly, I don't remember anything about Chaucer other than he wrote the Canterbury Tales, and I knew that before I took the course. But the essay had something special about it, because that essay was the very first grade I was going to get as a new student at William & Mary. And as a result, I took that challenge very personally. And I came here feeling quite confident that I knew how to get A's. I was good at doing school. And I had no less an authority than the AP English exam to say I was a great English student. So I took this challenge on and I said, I'm going to make this my personal statement to this college. William & Mary, you did not make a mistake. But things didn't turn out the way I planned at all. And so I got the paper back, and the first thing I noticed is it was oozing in red ink. And like any really trained and accomplished grade grubber, I didn't care about the comments. I went straight to the upper right-hand corner to look at the grade. And there it was, and I can still picture those letters in front of me. C+. 2 underscores just to make sure I wouldn't miss it. Whoa. This was not the start I was hoping for. I was a bit dazed, but I quickly formulated a game plan. So at the end of the class, I went down to the professor. I still remember his name, A.C. Elias. And I said, firmly but politely, excuse me, I gave you an excellent essay, and by some mistake, I got back this grade of a C+. Could we work together to sort this out? And he looked at me, and he glanced at the essay, and he said, I recall this paper. There wasn't a single bold idea in it. Your writing is formulaic, and you seem to be compelled to turn to a thesaurus and replace every straightforward word with something recondite. This paper deserves its grade. The blood drained out of my face. I was in shell shock. And on the bike ride home, with visions of my academic career disappearing in front of me, I knew I had to come up with a better plan of attack. And so I thought about it. I said, hey, wait a minute. I'm here as a physics major. I don't care about Chaucer. This is going to be a really hard course. And this guy doesn't like me and doesn't appreciate really good writing. Bingo. I knew what I had to do. Drop the course, take something easy. But I didn't drop it. And I don't even remember why I didn't drop it. But now with the benefit of over 4 decades of hindsight, I can tell you exactly which reasons I hope I had in mind when I decided to stick with that course. I should have been saying to myself, I am here to learn, not to get good grades. I have a chance to be in a class with a professor that will help me become clear and bold in my writing and in my thinking. Studying humanity's enduring works will help me appreciate and recognize greatness. And pushing through a setback will help me understand that failure and progress are inseparable companions. Well, I finished the course. I went on to take lots of other English courses here. And I did get bold. Bold enough that when as a junior I heard about the honors research opportunities at William & Mary, I was on that like a dog on a pork chop. And so in my senior year, I had a chance to work with John Delos in a physics project where I understood and learned how to apply math modeling to gain insight into messy real-world phenomena. And I worked with Robert Fehrenbach on an English project where I learned that the precise choice of words really does matter. And immersion in those projects brought me things I would never get in a normal course. I learned how to define problems, to ask questions, to get around obstacles, to figure out and learn things on the fly, and to create something from nothing. So after I graduated from here, I went on to get a PhD in engineering from Stanford, fondly referred to as the William and Mary of the West. And I then spent my career in business and technology. And countless times, people would come up to me and say, my gosh, that PhD in engineering must have been invaluable to you in your career. To which I would always respond, not really. What mattered most was my time at William and Mary. And my experience here, which was completed years before I ever had any inkling of what kind of profession I'd pursue, was in fact ideal. I was able to develop critical skills at the intersection of science and the humanities. A few years ago, I turned my attention to education. I now visit lots of schools and I talk to lots and lots of high school students. I have a good understanding of what each of you had to do to gain admission to a top college. And I'm going to resist the temptation to gush at you, congratulations, which I'm sure you've heard so many times. Instead, I am going to say to you, be careful. The reason I'm saying that is that so many high school students tell me, they say, I spend every waking hour jumping through hoops, doing what my teacher expects me to do, being micromanaged by the adults in my life, playing the game of school, dealing with SATs and cramming for that. My life is all about preparing the perfect college application. So here is my caution on this, the first official day of your next chapter of your life. It will be oh so easy for you to do more of the same. To pick a major because you think it will be pleasing to some future employer. To focus on grades because that's what your parents are going to be expecting from you. To pick your extracurricular activities because you think they might look good on a law school application. And if you do that, you're going to be well on your way to a lifetime pattern. And down the road, someone will ask you, do you have any regrets about the way you lived your life? And you'll reflect on that and you'll say, just one. I never let it. So I want you to realize this. The world around us is changing at a blistering pace. Just during the 4 years you were in high school, 1 billion new people got access to smartphones. They can now reach any resource in the world instantly in a way that is dizzying. Technology is reshaping every nook and cranny of our world. Labor economists predict that most of you will have more than a dozen careers, not jobs, but more than a dozen careers in your lifetime. You will either constantly reinvent yourself or you will be left behind. So as you chart your path forward, keep in mind that there are 3 types of material you'll cover. First, what you forget. Second, what you will never use. And third, what will be obsolete. The world we'll live in will not value you for the information you manage to retain or the grades you get. It will value you for your skills and your passion. Your challenge here is not picking the right major, it's becoming the right person. So as you pursue bold dreams, as you create the way you choose to make the world a better place, know that you will encounter setbacks. And when you do, don't run from them. Remember, those occasional failures, those C+s in life that jump all over you and tell you to change course, well, those are just the price you pay as you affect real change in the world you live in. Go Tribe.